Hello again, and I am the Midnightstar 2. Last video I had my little brother Jackie in my lap. Not fun times. God, he's gonna come back. Okay, anyways, this time I was really bored, like I was last time. And I wanted to do a video about my feels about certain characters. My feels, or whatever. I don't even know that song. Okay. I was just trying to sing that parody of Mog My Feels by a chick doing it for Mulin. I'm not that good. Anyways, my feels about certain yaoi characters that I absolutely love that aren't actually yaoi because they're canon in the game straight, but might have my yaoi fangirl fantasies. Who doesn't have their yaoi fangirl fantasies? So I will discuss my feels, my oh so many feels, beginning with Ven and Vanitas. I don't even know what I'm doing. You can even see my hand, but it's like slowly raising, like. Anyways. Okay, so it's kind of like a discussion between the light and dark, and then I will be using references, so many references, from the novel that she has not translated in English, but so many people are trying to translate it. Well, not that many people are actually trying to translate it, but a couple of people on Tumblr or other stuff are trying to translate the novels into English, and I particularly like the parts with Ven and Van. Mostly Van. I don't know why I said Ven first. It's the first name that came up. From the very beginning, I sort of hated Van. Because, like, he was evil, but, like, he was cool. Because, like, he could do acrobatic stuff. That was awesome. So, like, it was a love-hate relationship. And then, like, because he was literally the other half to Ben's heart, the inner fangirl and me decided, let's do that. Even though it probably wasn't make much sense. But it makes all the sense. You understand what that means? All of it. I look like kind of a nerd when I did that. Anyways, I'm such a big nerd. Awkwardly drink my soda. And then I read stuff like a summary on fanfiction.net about about Van's portion in the novels, and it kind of tugged at my heartstrings and made me want to cry. I'm gonna cry again. It was very interesting, and it made me love him all the more. And then, like, I thought of all these possibilities for fan fiction, because, like, I want to write fan fiction, but I procrastinate so badly that I could never get it done. And so it was just really interesting, and to see how his character progressed and his innermost thoughts when he was just a little bit angrier version of Ven, and the way he was left alone and all the pain that he went through shaped him into the person that we were supposed to hate inside the games. And this is where the whole light and darkness thing comes in. Because everybody's always like, oh, the light has to defeat the darkness. Oh, the darkness must be destroyed. That's retarded. Don't get me wrong, it's the plot for so many games and so many books and so many movies that it's actually become really cliched and overused. But it's honestly a really stupid concept. Light and dark can't exist without one another. They really can't. I saw a picture on DeviantArt once. It was of Kyrie falling into a swirling vortex of light. It said something about too much light can blind you. It was fairly good, actually. Well, not fairly. Nobody, hardly anyone ever really thinks of that part of it. Like, too much light can be a bad thing, too. Master Eriquis, or however you pronounce his name, was willing to kill one of his star pupils just because he had darkness in him. Had he not done that, had he opened up his arms to Terra and helped him try to keep the darkness, not bury it, but keep it tame, keep the stuff in him balanced, Xehanort couldn't have taken over his body. He was using the growth in darkness and the mistrust between their friends against them. Had more discussions taken place where people actually not wanted to destroy one or the other, but like bring balance to them, or try to figure out a way to keep something from getting too powerful, then a lot of the stuff that happened wouldn't have happened. I think. It's really hard to explain, and I'm not good at explaining things at all. And that, Van, Van's very weak at heart, and Van was the same way when he first started out. He was very alone, and his feelings, because of the way he was created, actually manifested themselves, and he hated those manifestations because they were his weakness. So he would kill them, but that would only double his pain emotionally. And then because he was literally killing a piece of himself, he went through traumatic physical pain, but he couldn't stop because he was so young, he was so naive, he didn't have the knowledge to deal with what he was going through. And nobody helped him. Xehanort didn't help him. So he was alone, and he kept hurting himself over and over because it's the only thing he knew what to do, how to do. And then he would, well, at first, when Ven was dying because his heart was separated, which that doesn't give you the hint to how dark and light aren't supposed to be apart. You're an idiot, because obviously if a kid is dying from the darkness being ripped out of him, you obviously need just a little bit of darkness in you. And he had to be connected, both him and Van had to be connected to a whole nother heart in order to keep themselves intact. That is how Vanitas got a face, which is why he looks so much like Sora, yet so very different. Now, he hated Van. Van hated Ven. Basically in a way that said Ven hated himself. And being the manifestation of that hatred, he didn't really know what to do. So he tried to kill Ven multiple times before he was sent off. And he even said so himself, if you keep him here, I'm going to kill him. But then, because he was literally losing his other half, Van wanted him back. He couldn't be near him because he was everything that he opposed. But he also couldn't be without him, and it hurt him so much to see Van gone. Ven gone. And there's the fact that Vanitas could feel everything Ven felt. Everything. And for a little while it was like a little ray of light for him that was very warm. But it also reminded him of everything he didn't have. And at some point he ended up breaking down, his mentally, emotionally, completely. And Xehanort used that to his advantage. And the X-Blade was the only way. The Keyblade, call it the X-Blade because it's got an X. The Keyblade was the only way for Vanitas and Van to be together. The whole reason why Vanitas wanted to create the Keyblade was so he could become one with Ven again. He couldn't stand being apart from him. He needed to be together with him again. It's the only reason why he went along with Xehanort's plan. He needed his salvation, his light. And that's the only way he thought it was how it could be done. And that really shows you how much the darkness needs the light as well. One's always trying to take over the other because that's always how the power struggle is going to be. There's no stopping that. But one cannot exist without the other. And it's one of the reasons why I love Van Ven so much. Because they honestly do need, well, one of them needs and wants the other one. Whereas the other one doesn't really understand what's going on. That's why Van didn't really like Van. Plus, Vanitas was trying to kill his friends. But I love Vanitas. Not Vanitas. I keep saying Ven and then Ides. Like, it's a combination of their names. That's not how it's done. Vanitas, because of what he went through, what he's going through, the emotions that he felt. You could just see the loss on his face whenever Ven beat him and the Keyblade was no longer possible. That look on his face said so much, and I barely even noticed it the first time. I don't really know how to explain what it is, everything that I'm thinking. You hear people through my window. They're not actually coming, like, through it, whatever. And, yeah. It's really hard for me to explain. But yeah. Van works for me because of the emotions that run through it, the deeper meanings there are within them. The fact that they are literally the other half to each other's hearts, to their one heart. And though it may seem like weird, self-obsessed, it probably is. But I'm a yaoi fangirl who reads way too much fan fiction and has for years. So I'm kind of used to self-obsessed. Read enough Homestuck and you'll get used to any kind of obsessed because stuff's really weird. I love Homestuck fan fiction, don't get me wrong. It's just like, so they're siblings, but they're also each other's grandparents, but also their parents. But they have to get married and do ecto time things. Anyways, but yeah, it's one of the reasons why that works so well for me. It's really hard to explain, and most nobody will get it. Well, they may get it if they analyze it themselves, but for my explanation, it's really hard to understand because I'm retarded and I can't speak and put my thoughts into words correctly. And I keep saying, but yeah, a lot. I almost said, but yeah, again. That's why they work so well. Light and dark, they have to be together. And if they don't, if there's a way for them to become one again, and to be one whole person, that's cool. But I honestly want them to be two separate beings so they can complete each other and be together. And like have happy, slightly unhappy, love-hate relationship babies. And hopefully they can share each other's feelings and so they can truly understand what the other one's going through. Probably never gonna happen. No. It's probably not gonna happen. But I would love for that to happen. That's my personal thing. That's my feels. That's the whole point of this video, to share my point of view on a pairing that I absolutely love. So yeah, this has been the Midnightstar 2, talking about her yaoi feels, and I may come back again and do it for Sora and Riku. Hold on, I'm gonna read off the pairings over here on my pairing door. It's my shipping door! Kind of like to pet a shipping wall. Anyways, seriously, I have like them written in Sharpie on my door. Gamtab is actually that shiny window mirror thing in the back. The dots all over it and the shiny gold stuff. That's actually Gamtab. For Gamtab. I made that. I made it in arts and crafts. So like, hold on, here's the stuff I might talk about. Van's already done. Zemix and Dexon. Yes. Wait, did I just say Zemix and Dexon? That doesn't make any sense. Demix and Zexion. Because I'd say, Zexon. Whatever his name is. God, I'm horrible at speaking. Cloud and Leon. There's really no math there, I just like them. Sweden and Finland. American England. I actually may never talk about any of these couples other than Sora and Riku. I almost forgot Sora and Riku over there. Oh, and Issa and Aiza and Lee. Yeah, I love Aiza and Lee. They're just so cute. Roxas and Axel, obviously. I don't have that on there. What am I doing with my life? Germany and Italy's up there too. Prussia and Canada's up there. Half of these actually have no meaning behind them. I'm just a yaoi fangirl. Maybe I should reevaluate my life. Anyways, I'm just gonna talk about my feels. Other times I won't. Next time, actually, I was actually hoping to talk about Chase and what's his name? Jack Spicer from Shaolin Showdown. Not because they make sense in any way, shape, or form. Just I have a lot of questions about one episode. One episode that makes no sense whatsoever. I'm just like, what? What is the point of this? What is the point of this? So yeah, that's next time. No, next time. Thank you for watching. If you actually watched and paid attention to me.